Hello, my beautiful Super Avi Galaxy server. We are coming at you live with another Toonkind at 12 FPS. Today is Minor Arcana. My name is Marzi, and I'll be playing Leo Layton, and I'm joined by my two lovely co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Avi, and I can't believe you said beautiful Super Avi Galaxy server.
That's what it's called!
Yeah! But, it took me out.
I love hearing you drop the the radio host voice.
Listen, the radio host voice stays only to introduce what we're doing, and then my name and character, that's it. It's not allowed to say any longer than that.
Hi, welcome to the
Extremely
FPS. My
valid.
name is Avi. Today I'll be playing Arata, Satomi, and Anastasia.
Hello, I am Fletch, and today I'm going to be playing a horrible little baby detective by the name of Camille.
Nobody reacted to my customer service voice.
How's that? I didn't realize it was your customer service voice.
Hi, welcome to Target.
Oh no.
Hello, this is Office Depot. How may I assist your business today? And then we bully Fletcher, who has never worked retail.
You're gonna out me on recording like this?
Love you. Run the intro again.
A plus 10 out of 10 intro.
Hello, I'm Fletcher, and I have 100% worked customer.
Any whoosies.
It's like doing the Camille baby act, but more mature.
But it's your voice.
Anyway, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Howdy.
Should we set the scene?
Yeah, let me do that. This FPS is going great.
I think it's because we don't have an audience and we can just do whatever we fucking want.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we can just fuck around and find out. I think we should drop all of the lore this FPS, actually.
I think that would be funny. Did I actually dish on
That'd be
Anastasia?
so fucking funny.
No, she doesn't have it. Okay.
Can you fucking imagine if we dropped lore during an FPS and we don't have an audience? That'd be so fucking funny.
I just checked Anastasia's spells, and I forgot she has Dimension Door. Anyway.
It has what?
Dimension Door.
Holy shit.
Love that
Oh, yeah.
spell.
Anyway.
I need whoosies.
Anyway. So, you guys are still in Yedo! You're in Okashima. Fletch, I believe since Leo is in Okashima now, you've been given the option to stay with him at the hotel? Did you take that, I sure did call Camille Fletch, didn't I?
I've reached peak. I reached peak Camille.
Baby. Baby.
Oh god, oh no. Honestly, I think if Camille said no, Leo would burst into tears on the spot and drown everyone.
Yeah. That's
so yeah,
he's
so he's staying with Leo now.
Alright, that's good.
And you know his superpower is weaponized tears.
Projectile crying.
Absolutely. That's just how your boy be.
Writes that down for later.
Anyway, so, it's another interesting day in Okashima. You guys probably took, a train, from the hotel back to Legree for whatever reason you had in mind. And Leo probably has to hold very, very tightly to Camille's hand or otherwise carry him.
Yeah.
Because this is Okushima. It's crowded. And by God, those trains are packed.
Oh god,
Yeah.
Camembert!
Camembert has to become a bag dog.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. But I feel like Camembert won't mind so long as he's with his boy.
Yeah.
Camembert is very polite. Yeah. Camille is very, very small and very, very easy to lose in a crowd. So he is very much always having some point of contact with Leo.
That is
They are almost basically clinging to each other in these crowds.
Yeah. It's fine.
I'll kill you.
Thank you for that random meme. Anyway.
You say random, but it was applicable. But yeah, yeah, no, it's Camille's
oh.
Camille's probably keeping an eye and ear out since, you know, things TM have been happening and he is no longer in the middle of a breakdown. He's had his breakdown sometime off screen and he is better now. And also he have him brother.
He have him brother. And also Spades and Camembert and Shuffles, who is in Leo's hammer space.
Absolutely.
There are many animals on this trip.
Absolutely.
You know that one movie about making your house into a zoo? I don't know how good it was. It was like
That was
I
a
think
plot
it was...
to a movie?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Dr. Dolittle?
No, I think it was like We Made a Zoo or something. Regardless,
I was gonna ask how y'all are doing.
yeah, I think today Camille's probably doing pretty alright. He is definitely a bit, I guess, more present is the word. He's definitely more able to, like, be a detective, do focusy things. He was even, looking into an alternate case recently, so he's doing pretty alright. Probably still keeping an ear out since, Moria mentioned overhearing some interesting stuff, so he figures he might as well. It can't hurt.
Yeah, your not brother bro worker Zumi's out of jail. You sure did see him have his own breakdown.
Yeah, he is putting that to the side for now because he's not entirely sure how to deal with that. He does check in on Izumi by visiting the ellipsis to quote unquote take a look around. And also to try and hang out with Izumi without breaking him more.
He does appreciate your company.
Still
dotes on Spades a little bit.
Good.
Absolutely. Spades adores Izumi now.
Aww.
How's But yeah, so Camille's doing pretty alright. Had a lot of emotional talks. Discovering he's probably one of the most emotionally stable people on this trip right now.
Oh my god.
And that is terrifying to him personally. So he's doing his best. How Leo doing?
Leo, I was gonna say he might be half zoned out because big crowd means big noise. Then I remembered he's a phantom thief.
Yeah.
And he loves noise and attention. So he's fine. He's probably, when they get off the train, he lets Camembert out of the bag so baby boy can walk. But yeah, he's having a great old time. Camille kind of has to show him where things are because he still doesn't know where everything is yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since you did like get into like the train station and whatever, you probably did pass like a little display with like a bunch of maps of Okushima, including the train line. So if you want to just pick one up and put that in your inventory, go right ahead.
Yeah.
And baby is singing on the background. Anyway, so you, it is probably like midday-ish, and, oh, yeah, one more thing, because Camille did roll off-screen for this. You were looking into some funny, funky, deity stuff in Yedo, so you do have stuff to tell, Minami later.
Yeah, he sure does have to tell me some very funny, interesting things he's found out about a certain Yiddish god.
Uh-oh.
He probably has updated Leo on it. Would you like the cliff notes, Marzi?
Hand them over.
Yeah. So, off screen during all of this, because your boy likes to be active and doing stuff more than he likes to sit around, your boy has been investigating a certain something for Minami because Quinn may or may not currently be the victim of getting fucked with by the latest awful asshole god, which is really weird because Force Not doesn't have gods. So the most logical option for what Dee Dee's attention Quinn would get is probably that of a Yiddish god, since there is a good bit of Yiddish influence in certain port towns. So your boy started looking into Yiddish gods, at least as a start, and oh boy, are there a lot! There's so many nightmare
8 million.
gods. Yeah.
There are 8 million gods in Yedo, or so the saying goes. Whatever it is, there's a fuck ton.
So many.
So your boy, who rolled a nat 1 on religion in an earlier FPS on this trip, is unwillingly learning so much about gods. But yeah, so there's a lot of overlap between domains, but there's really only one that does do all that nightmare stuff and has a mask motif. And he doesn't really have a name, but there are several titles, some of which being Crawling Chaos and The Great Father. And he's apparently a god of malice, nightmares, control, and personalities. And there's also a lot of horrible, horrible stuff tied to this god, like cults. So that sure does fit. It also gave Camille the heebie-jeebies.
Leo, it would also give you the heebie-jeebies for a reason you can't determine.
Yeah, it's like that animation thing where like the outside line art like shivers all the way up the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, you know.
Can I roll a religion to see if they find out that some people call him that fucker?
Wait, say that again?
Can I roll a religion? If people do refer to this god as that fucker, can I roll a religion to see if they know this?
I'm gonna say...
They probably don't, because it's very serious, but...
Yeah, no, because, like, Camille wasn't able to get a name. Camille only got, like, titles and such. Go ahead, I guess?
Oh, okay. I thought that was gonna be a no.
Yeah, no, like, go ahead, but I'm gonna make it a high DC, so...
No, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and baby boy got a 15, so probably not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah, Camille got worse than that, so...
F.
Listen, Leo is the one who's into history and all that shit, all that nerd
Yeah,
junk.
Camille learned a bit about a god, a bit about a lot of gods.
Decided he didn't like it.
He doesn't like gods too much. He's atheist. It's fine.
Understandable.
When you're a pair of atheists who have to study gods.
Yeah, I will say, like, just for like clarity's sake, you were probably because you're so small, you don't have like a lot of like opportunities to go out on your own. So like, what ended up happening was like, Arata probably checked out a few books from the library and gave them to you as like, here, you could do something when you're stuck, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you did mention in that one FPS that you wanted to look into some gods.
Yeah. So he is definitely very grateful to Arata for that because, yeah, he really can't go anywhere on his own, and he understands it, and it's a rule that's in place for pretty much everyone here.
Mm-hmm.
But it is still just a little tiring sometimes.
Arata gets you. He doesn't want you to just like be sitting around doing nothing, so to speak. So
it's okay. He now has brother, and together they can go out on the town.
Not only can you go like investigating together, you can go do stuff. There's so much to do.
Yeah.
In Okashima. For example, it is, like I said, it's like midday, almost lunchtime ish. Like probably like a little bit before. And you guys have stepped off the train station at Sanganjaya, which is the station that is right next to Legree. And I guess this might be actually Leo's first time at Legree.
Leo's just oohing and awing as they walk through the back roads.
Yeah. The back streets in Sangan are narrow, too narrow for like the carriages and automobiles. Train of thought. There's like quite a few like different branching paths. You do see a movie theater off in the opposite direction of where Legree is. Let me think. But Legree is a very, I said this in Okashima Daylight. Legree is a very, in our real world terms, retro looking cafe. In character, in universe, it's probably pretty modern.
Yeah.
This is as state of the art as it gets.
But it is incredibly small. Definitely not as big as the Painted Lady. But it smells amazing. And it is, the sign on the door is switched to open. Do you enter?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Probably,
Also, would they have picked anything up gossip-wise along the way, or is it just your standard?
Roll me perception, both of you.
You got it.
Camille, why must you flex? Stop.
We love that. Holy shit.
Yeah, so both of them are doing very good.
Our boys be flexing tonight.
Alright. Let me think.
That hot goss.
Yeah, that hot goss. Because you both rolled really well, so I'm tempted to give you a little extra. Mostly because Camille got a modified 29. Holy
I'm
shit.
so sorry.
No, I should have expected this because your modifiers are insane. Anyway. Here, let me do this. Because the first idea that came to mind was this. You hear passing conversation, mostly gossip, about a young shogi player who was once really high up in the National League, who recently had to restart their career from the lowest not really worst, but like lowest league level. Basically just like restarting their career, restarting her career and whatnot. And apparently there was a match broadcasted on the radio recently, and she had won. So everybody's talking about that now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And one more. Let me think. You do hear rumors about how a local small business just kind of struck a very big deal, and is opening a new chain somewhere else on the other side of Okushima. Let's go with that.
Interesting. Camille was noting those down, but they do seem like fairly normal things. But you never know.
It is one of those small businesses that was like pretty much struggling. I'm gonna say it was like one of the competitors for this business was one of the biggest food chains,
Haha.
in Yedo, but hey, a new location, huh?
Yep. Okay, he's marking that down as a little more weird.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fair.
Everything's fine.
Regardless, time to enter that coffee shop.
Yay! Alright, you enter the coffee shop. It is about the same as you left it, Camille, which is to say, mostly empty. You see Satoru, kind of, like, not really, like, washing dishes, but you do see him at the, back little, like, divot area where the actual, like, kitchen appliances are and everything. And he seems to be working on, another pot of, some kind of food, which, by the way, smells amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah. And, as the door, you are very small, Camille, you would not be noticed from under the counter. I just realized this in the middle of talking.
Yeah, he's just a little guy.
As you two enter and the bell above the door rings, Satoru looks over his shoulder in your direction, and he just, he sees Leo, doesn't even notice, Camille.
Leo, meanwhile, is just looking around the cafe, just, ooh.
Yeah. It is very small. Like, there are only, like, 3 tables, and they are booths. The rest is the counter.
Leo has never been in a cafe this small.
Oh, Leo, beloved.
Yeah. But there is, like, a restroom area, and, in the back is, like, what looks like to be a staircase. Satoru looks at you, Leo, and he says, "Oh, welcome."
Hello, sir.
And he kind of just nods at you and says, "What can I get for you today?"
Looks down at Camille.
Camille looks up at Leo and he just gets a horrible little smile.
Do it. I dare you.
Leo's now squinting at him.
And he's just, coffee and a tea, please.
Oh my god.
Leo,
You see Satoru like blink like, oh, there's another person here. Wait, that's familiar. And he kind of like steps back towards the counter and like looks over it at Camille, and he says, "Oh, that's gonna have to be decaf."
Leo then gets a very big victorious grin.
Camille waves at Satoru, but when he says that, there's just a tired, beleaguered little sigh, and he nods.
And he just goes, "That'll be just a second," and goes back to the little like kitchen area. And hearing this commotion from upstairs comes down a familiar young man that you both recognize.
Spider-Man point.
Arata stops at the bottom of the staircase and Spider-Man points back.
Oh my god.
They're brothers, Your Honor.
Leo, get over here!
Yo.
And he's charging for you.
Camille steps back to let Arata just tackle Leo.
Yeah, and you get a noogie.
No! Don't noogie the boy with glasses! Fucked up!
You're all but like jumped on very carefully because Arata does know that you have glasses. So,
And he's a very scrawny little boy.
he's a scrawny little boy, but like he is taller than you by like an inch, but he still kind of like wraps his arms around your head and just pulls you in a very brotherly hug.
Arata gets bitten. Jump!
Hey! Stop stealing Jeannie's job.
No! Fight me, bitch!
I'm afraid to say that Leo has been biting people for way longer than Jeannie has.
And what's Satoru's last name again?
Ashikaga.
Now, do I roll with Yiddish or do I cause psychic damage?
Up to you.
Mr. Ashikaga, Arata's bullying me!
You see Satoru look over his shoulder and he just goes, "Stop fighting in the cafe." And Arata just lets you go.
Leo does kick Arata's ankle unseen.
But yeah, you are in the cafe now, and this is where Arata is vibing. And he kind of just like puts one hand on Leo's head, puts the other on Camille's head.
Mm.
It's a weird stretch because Camille is short.
Yeah. Camille does snort a bit at that.
And any guys, you guys want to vibe upstairs? I'm looking after someone for a little bit. But, you're welcome to come up.
Oh.
Sure.
Okay, I mean, we just ordered. Is that okay?
Arata looks over towards Satoru, and Satoru just, without even looking back, he just says, I'll bring it up to you guys.
Yeah, he does get a little, thank you, Ashikaga-san. Because it's Camille's turn on the polite boy, I guess. But it makes sense because he has been, he was in guest mode for a while.
It's a thank you, Ashikaga-san, and a thank you, sir, as they go upstairs.
Yeah.
I hand Satoru two very polite little redhead boys.
Two redhead boys with glasses!
Here are a few more kids for you.
And he's not gonna last a day!
He's really not.
Nuh-uh. Man, Satoru, how come your player lets you have 3 redheaded children with glasses?
It's because he's eternal dad. And, you guys, follow Arata up the stairs into, the attic, which Arata has made into his room. He lives here. Camille! The last time you were on screen in this room, Arata told you about the chocolate fountain.
No fucking
Don't
way.
tell me.
He took it out.
Camille just blinks, looks over at Arata. You actually took it out?
Anastasia wanted to see it.
Leo is already over there, reaching to dip a finger in it.
Don't put your finger in it! That's gross!
Don't tell me what to do!
Shut up! It's my chocolate fountain!
You have no authority over me.
This is my house!
Try me, bitch.
Anyway, Camille. Sitting on Arata's bed is a very small, but not as small as you are, young lady in a very blue dress, and she's got platinum blonde hair, which is pushed back with a sort of like bonnet. With at the ears there are these little like butterfly decals.
I love her.
She hasn't said anything yet because, oh boy, you're getting bullied. Well, Leo's getting bullied, but she's just kind of like watching curiously.
While Arata tries to wrest Leo away from the chocolate fountain, because we all know Leo's not giving up that easily.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Camille does sort of blink, awkwardly waves.
She awkwardly waves back.
What a meaningful conversation.
They are both shy children.
Oh, I could say something horrible, but...
Oh boy. What were you gonna say?
He could go, Arata, why do you have a little girl in your room?
Oh my god.
It's not like that.
There's a reason I said it was horrible.
It was horrible, and I'm sad that I asked. Anyway.
Real voice Arata.
Yeah, so he's not saying it. He's just has very obvious questions as he looks back over at the wrestle contest.
Arata probably has Leo in another headlock.
Yeah.
You want to roll grapples or something?
Yeah, sure. What was your strength? Oh, it was a flat. Okay.
Rip.
So that's a flat 16.
Now, I always have to be reminded on grapple rolls.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Yeah.
To make it fair to Arata, I'll use athletics instead of acrobatics. Oh my god!
Did he still beat him?
No!
You get headlocked.
Chocolate fountain is safe for now.
It's safe from fingers that have definitely been patting Camembert.
Oh, by the way, just for clarity's sake, Genie is absolutely in Anastasia's lap. Purring up a storm.
Cat.
The moment Genie looks at Camille will be doing the smug cat face.
You get squints back. Anyway, gosh, what was I gonna say? But yeah, Arata has you in a headlock, Leo.
There's just a ah.
He's just hold your horses. I'll get you like some fruit or something later, and then you can dip it in the chocolate fountain later.
That gets Leo to stop struggling. Fruit.
You get a pat on the head. And he lets go, and then finally remembering what the fuck is going on. He glances over between the two of you and Anastasia, and he says, oh, Anastasia, this is Camille and Leo. Camille, Leo, this is Lady Anastasia. I'm kind of just looking after her for the afternoon.
Lady Anastasia?
And she kind of just bows her head and she says, "Good day."
Leo walks over and kind of nudges Camille's like, "You don't question a lady about her title. Don't be rude."
It's what I do!
Gonna roll a performance.
Oh my gosh.
I should say...
Oh, you go?
I should say, Camille, you're 2'8". Anastasia is, I think she was 3'7".
Rip.
But yeah.
Leo does a very formal low bow.
You get an applause. Like a very gentle, very gentle, clapping. She seems very amused.
It is just a very grand Lady Anastasia. It is a pleasure.
And she shakes her head and she says, "Oh, there's no need for such formalities. Just Anastasia is fine."
Cool. How about Anna?
Oh, so I'm the rude one.
At least I know how to properly greet a young lady.
Arata's trying hard not to snort in the background.
I'm pretty sure bowing that deeply is a slight, but okay.
What do you know? I'm the history nerd.
You are the history nerd of mostly... When were you the history nerd of Yeto?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I am asking.
You don't get to know. Anyway.
Leo's getting kicked in the shins.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with your baby legs?
-3 in strength. Anyway, she does kind of just smile. She looks like she was giggling while you were having your argument.
They're a comedy duo. They can't help it.
I love it so much. Anastasia just kind of holds back a giggle and she says, "Anna is fine."
See, it's not rude.
It's not real.
Shut up.
To be fair, you did ask before calling me that.
Yes, because I, unlike my little brother here, am very polite.
Oh yeah, totally polite. And Arata just kind of like rustles your hair.
I'm super polite.
You were literally biting Arata earlier.
Well, that's because he's Arata.
You were trying to put your finger in the chocolate fountain.
Maybe I like chocolate.
Hold your horses and I'll get you some fruit.
There's not a single brain cell here.
The brain cell is Anastasia and she is shy.
I love her.
She is shy and simply watching the show.
You just hear Jeannie kind of like snickering.
Yeah, Jeannie and Anna are just here to watch the comedy performance.
Camille just rolls his eyes before he's just... So, how do you know, Anna anyways?
And, Arata just kind of shrugs, and he says, what does he say? He says, that's kind of a long, complicated story. We kind of...
Camille turns to Anastasia. So, how did you meet Arata?
Okay, she has no thoughts as to discretion, so she would just say, "Oh, he is a trickster who saved me." Arata's putting his head in his hands.
I'm so sorry to Arata. He's being bullied.
And Judy is laughing now.
Yeah, Camille sort of just nods at that as he's just, how did he save you?
You know what? That's a long and complicated story that we don't need to get into right now because there is trauma. Anyway.
Understand.
Arata's saying that in character.
Yeah!
Leo's just nodding like, oh, understandable.
Yeah, there's another nod like, okay, that's fair.
Look, you deal with one god who almost kills you. Anyway.
Leo, don't hand me awful lines like that, you awful little shit.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This isn't in character, but he handed me, man, you almost died? Wild. I did die once.
I mean, technically he did die. Technically. But it was a fate worse than death. Anyway.
Man. Anywhoosies.
Anyways, do you want to roll something, I guess? Perception, maybe? Because there is a bit that I hadn't given you guys about Anastasia.
Let's go. Oh, jeez,
Right.
I almost dropped my dice.
Oh no! As the baby wails in the background. Baby!
And give me one moment because I think Gizmo is scratching at the door.
Okay.
Okay. Small beings be causing problems.
Little guys.
Yeah. Thankfully, my little guy is simply just in ball.
Maki's passed out on my armchair. Not my armchair,
Aw.
my office chair.
Yeah, he's not passed out, but he is curled up in lap and accepting pets.
Aw.
Hello, I've returned. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
The baby is still wailing. Don't worry about it.
The baby's
Babies
having a
do that,
time.
It's fine. It's a customer in the.
Oh
Gosh.
I don't know who the fuck would bring their baby in here.
Yeah, honestly. Anyway,
I have seen babies in cafes before. I don't know what to tell you.
to be fair, this is a tiny cafe. Anyway. As the baby continues to wail over me. Anyway, so both of you get this one at least. Both of you see that Anastasia's eyes are a bright golden yellow. Which is not at all a natural eye color for, supposed humans. What else? Both of you also see that there is a little embroidered, kind of fancy looking V on the front of her dress, that for some reason seems familiar. Camille! You've got a 23! I could be funky with this. Do you want me to be funky?
Sure, let's go funky.
Please drop Lauren and FPS or we have no audience. I'm begging you, actually. That's
Okay.
so funny.
Okay, Camille. The combination of the kind of blue Anastasia's dress is, her hair and eye color, platinum blonde and golden eyes, plus the kind of like outfit she is wearing, with the embroidered fancy looking letter V. For some reason that is familiar to you.
Yeah, Camille's gonna register that and sort of just blinks as he very obviously is having a thought TM, though he's not quite sure how to word it.
Uh-oh. You know what I think would be funny if I actually did the thing in the announcement right now?
It would be funny.
Yeah.
It would be funny.
Okay. Satoru knocks on like the little like door post at the bottom of the staircase, and he says, "I'm coming up." And as he says, he comes up, and he's got two cups for you guys.
There's another thank you from Camille as he takes the decaf.
I will say, like Arata told you, if you drink it, this coffee is so good, you can't even tell it's decaf.
Camille is satisfied.
And Leo gets his tea.
There's a very chirpy thank you.
Yes. And while Satoru is up here, he says, oh shit. How do I words, guys? Anyway.
I don't know, man.
I think what he ends up saying is, I'm gonna have to go run and grab some groceries. Can you watch the shop while I'm out? And, Arata kinda blinks and looks at the the group that is in the attic. And he says, "Will you guys be okay if I go work for a little bit downstairs?"
Say no more. I am nothing if not a born entertainer.
Okay, nerd.
Yeah, you
Loser.
always were a drama kid.
Right. And you just see Satoru kind of like let an amused huff.
Oh, he does not stand a chance.
He does not. And he says, "I'll be back in a few. Try not to burn the place down." And he walks down.
No fire tricks. Got it.
Rada gives you a look.
I'm joking. I don't even know any magic fire spells.
Camille looks away.
You're both on thin ice.
I know better than to cast indoors.
Good, because Satoru would have your head. Anyway,
The
bye!
one who casts inside is Timmy.
Yeah, wrong redhead little brother.
Timmy is a menace and we love him anyway. And Arata goes downstairs. And you have been left alone with the cat and the little gal.
Little gal. I love
Just a
her.
little gal. Camille is going to gently tug on Leo's sleeve to get attention, and probably use his message for this because, man, that sure is a good way of making sure that you're not overheard, as he sort of pulls on the bow tie and is just... Have we met her before?
Gonna make a history.
Yeah, go make a history.
Alright.
What is with our boys and rolling dog shit history when it comes to these people?
Hey, you'll never guess what I just rolled. For reals.
Oh no.
It's either really good or really bad.
Okay, Iggy, thank you for barking while I try and take a picture.
Oh my god.
Oh
Nuh-uh.
no!
Nuh-uh. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
With this one
And-
roll, Leo is no longer the history nerd. Pensive.
He went from, like, a nat 1 from absolute dog shit history rolls to nat 20.
To be fair, this isn't about a vague butterfly. At least this is about a girl that they are seeing in front of their eyes.
So about dropping learn FPS of the audience.
Oh god.
This is so fucking funny. I willed it into existence.
You sure did.
You Apollo'd it.
Alright, Leo, with a 10, you don't get anything, but you do get that same feeling of, oh, huh, something about this is familiar, though you're not sure why? Camille with your goddamn nat 20. Fucking disgusting nat 20.
I'm so sorry. That's with modifier it's a 24, but yeah.
With nat 20. It's still nat 20. That's such a good roll. Hang on a sec. Oh shit, okay. You do not recognize Anastasia herself, but you are, like, more positive now that you have seen, like, maybe not the exact same outfit, but a similar, maybe, uniform, per se. with the same kind of hair color and eye color. But again, it's not exactly Anastasia. So you don't think you've met her before. But, like, when you actually try and focus on that memory, the exact reason why why this is very familiar to you slips through your fingers. Kind of like trying to remember a dream, like, hours after you've woken up.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
That's fun. I guess Camille realizes it partway through asking Leah.
As Camille has that epiphany, Leo's like, I don't know, maybe? I don't know.
This is just a little child, Leo.
Yeah, it's just, I mean...
By the way, while you guys are having your own, like, to the side, Anastasia.
That one video of young Justin.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Anastasia is just playing with Jeannie's paws.
Yeah, she's Jeannie is, like, absolutely letting her do this. He's, like, sitting on his butt, but Anastasia's, like, holding him by, like, the under his arms and just kind of waving his paws around.
Oh my god!
Love that. Yeah. Camille probably forgets to do the message this time, as he's... No, I'm sure we met someone like that before.
Oh, that is very good. And Anastasia looks up at you, and she's still holding on to Jeannie's, like, arms like that.
Love that for her.
And I think what she says is something wrong?
No. You know, I was wondering, where are you from, Anna?
Oh, she would be this blunt. She has no concept of, what do you call it, discretion?
Love her.
Yeah.
Because she is a baby.
She baby, and I love her.
And also, oh shit. One last thing.
I mean, they do also know that Arata's trickster.
Yeah.
So...
That is true. One last thing for your Nat 20 before I forget. Camille, the way her bonnet is designed, specifically the little butterfly decals, give me a second. I need to find an image. That's not what I needed. Oh my god, Firefox, please, let me just work here. Alright, the way her, the little, like, butterfly decals, are working, they're, like, a kind of silver, a bluish silver, with, little engravings, in them, but the specific pattern on the wings, the butterfly wings, looks very, very familiar to you.
Fun.
Hee-hoo.
And Anastasia, kind of just tilts her head, and then she, says, I'm from the Velour Room.
I almost want to make another history check.
You both can. Camille probably has a better chance at this because you have heard of this before.
I almost don't want to say what I get because I feel bad.
Then in that case, we'll just go with the fact that you have heard Jeannie mention this a while ago. I think when you, during the FPS between you and, Jeannie, when you first spoke with animals.
Yeah.
Also, beloved Marzi, you were in the gallery.
That's fine, we're the only ones here.
That's fair.
So, a dirty 20 and another nat 20.
That's hilarious. That's really fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking...
I cannot fucking believe!
Camille voice, actually, I'm going to remember everything.
We
but
saw
yeah,
how
I
sad a
think
certain someone was in the group chats. And the boys were like, no, I'm gonna remember everything now, actually.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I do think Jeannie definitely did mention the velour once before.
Yeah. It was when you were, like, looking at his collar.
Yeah.
So you do remember that, but, you're fucking nat 20. It is so very familiar to you, and you have no idea why. Same goes for you, Leo. That's pretty much what you get. Camille, you also get that, you also remember that, this is where Jeannie is from.
Mm-hmm.
And judging by the way that, that Anastasia is, like, playing with Jeannie and Jeannie is just letting her do it, you think that this might be the person who gave Jeannie that little tag?
What?
Aww.
I love them.
They're good. So yeah. Camille sort of shares a look TM with Leo.
Mm-hmm. But they can't interrogate a baby.
So they'll interrogate the not cat.
You know, there's a... I almost wanna... Because their twin thieves cat is mostly sign. Like, a very specific sign that they have together. And I almost want Leo to be like, in their twin thieves can't be like, I'll talk to Anna, you get the cat.
Camille just gives a sign in affirmative.
Oh my god.
And then they turn to face Anna and Jeannie.
How are you gonna get Jeannie out of her hands? She is holding him. Like, Camille turns to Jeannie and Anastasia just, like, lays one of his paws.
Hey, Anna!
I cannot hold back a snort at that.
You just get, don't laugh.
No, I think I deserve to laugh because you would laugh if I were in the same situation.
You're giggling from Anna.
Leo, meanwhile, kind of claps his hands and is just, so, Anna, know anything about card tricks?
And, she kind of tilts her head at you, and she has, by now, adjusted her grip on Jeannie, so that rather than, like, holding him by the arms, she's holding him, like, kind of, like, hugging by the underarms. Jeannie's just sitting there, being held.
He is just sitting here. And it's a D10 for hammer space, right?
Yes.
Fletcher, did we decide to do our little funny?
If you want to.
I'm so down.
To answer your question, Anastasia says, "I am familiar with the Arcana."
I kind of am too, but that's not the kind I'm talking about. And Leo reaches into his pocket and fumbles.
What
and
do you
he
pull
fucking
out?
fumbles. So if he pulls out, you know what? I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh my god!
Don't tell me he pulled out the thing.
Okay, no, he didn't. We got close.
Oh god!
Okay.
What'd you pull out, beloved?
He pulls out a froggy watch.
Anastasia blinks.
For my first trick, I will show you the craftsmanship of a very close friend of mine.
And she leans forward to look at it.
Leo does present the froggy watch for her to look at.
And she goes, oh, it is a frog.
It is a frog.
She looks so delighted by this.
A frog.
She thinks it's cute, and she loves that.
Were this not a present from Yuto, Leo would be ready to give it to her.
Yeah, no, Anastasia is not, like, asking for it, she's just looking at it.
Sorry, my cats want both in and out of my room, and my mother is talking to them.
Kitties be like that.
Kitties do be like that.
Gizmo, I'm recording. Do you want in or out? I kind of need my door closed, Gizmo.
Meow meow.
Meow meow.
Yeah, meow. Anyway. And, yes, that was my first trick, totally on purpose.
You get a snort from Genie.
Shut up, Genie, that was on purpose. Let's try it again. What does their fumble chance go up to after the first fail?
I think usually it has to be a 6 or above, unless you want to edit that.
I think it would be funny, though.
I almost want to give them a higher fumble chance because they're in Yeto.
Okay, I guess, 7, up is a success after they fumble.
That's a
Got it.
40% chance!
Let's see. This time he pulls out a slice of chocolate cake.
I'm starting to think that... Wait. Question, is Leo tempted to put the chocolate cake in the chocolate fountain?
My first thought was because he's trying to entertain Anna, was to have him offer it to her.
If you do, she does kind of let go of Genie, and Genie just kind of like hops off her lap and sits next to her, so she will take it. She loves sweets.
And for my next trick, a snack for the lovely lady.
Camille's not going to ask how long it was in there. He's not going to ask how long it was in there.
Anything in the hammer space stays good.
If it's Toon food, I think we can say by rule of Toon, no expiration date.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's from the painted lady, and it's been in his hammer space.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, so it's absolutely fine. It's just that, how long has that been there?
Listen, don't worry about it.
And Anastasia just kind of gives you a thank you, and eats it. She loves sweets.
I love her.
Oh.
And from
I almost
Genie...
said something incriminating, but I won't.
What did he almost slip this time?
I'm gonna put it in a group chat.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh no.
Anyway, Eugenie just kind of snorts, and he says, "You busy fumbling there?"
I don't know what you're talking about. All this is on purpose.
Things are a little bit finicky when we're outside of Inkwell. I think at this point we should have known to put stuff in our pockets.
Yeah, but it's fine. Let's try again. God.
What do you get this time?
Oh, I got so close to rolling. You know what?
Oh my god!
It was one off from you know
Oh.
what. Holy shit.
But no, Leo pulls out a bedazzling bubble blower. And
They
it's
can
just,
blow bubbles.
yeah, it's just, not a card trick, but you know what? These are nice too.
And she kind of blinks and she says, "What is that?"
This is a bubble wand, and a very special one, actually. I got it at a festival back in Inkwell. And let me show you how cool it is. Oh my god, the fucking cats!
Kibby times. Kibby crimes.
Now, I don't have 2 d12s, but Leo does hold up the bubble wand, and our 2d12. And blows out 17 shiny jewel-shaped bubbles.
Oh, I love that.
And I believe they actually stick around.
Yeah.
You do see Anastasia kind of just reach out and poke one.
It does stick on her finger.
Oh, she loves that, actually. This is a child.
I love her.
Oh.
And now Anna is sufficiently distracted by cake and bubbles.
Anastasia plays with the bubbles while the boys just turn to Genie.
Oh, I definitely heard that meow.
Hang on, I gotta go get the cats.
That was Genie, don't worry about it. So Genie is off to the side.
Why are you growling at me?
Oh, there goes Iggy.
Baby, want attention? Or do you just want me to be on the floor?
Floor time. I've kicked the cats out of my room.
Okay. Now it's time to bully our not cat.
Our not cat brother.
Yeah, Genie's just sitting here. Oh, I forgot to pull up his stat block. Anyway, continue.
Boys. Camille sort of just... So, Genie.
Yeah?
You also mentioned that you're from the Velour Room once, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe an odd question, but are there other people like Anna?
And, he tilts his head and he says, I mean, yeah, but some of them haven't been in the Velour Room for a while now.
Sus.
Would you happen to know where they would be?
I have to look up their names again.
I know it's pinned in the group chat.
Yeah. And Genie kind of just, like, does a stretch as, he kind of tilts his head thoughtfully. And he goes, well, I think Meredith is kind of hanging out with the last wild card sometimes, but and he does sort of the cat equivalent of a shrug, and he says, Lillian and Alphonse have been out for a while looking for their own thing. I don't really get to see them a lot, so I don't really know exactly what they're doing. Roll another history.
Man.
Hey! Are my dice loaded? I'm going to reroll.
Did you get another fucking nat 20?
I'm gonna reroll that, okay?
Did you get another one?
Maybe? Yes?
Did you get 4 fucking nat 20s?
I rerolled and that's a 3. So
I'm gonna make a perception and then a history if Leo hears this.
Alright, cool.
I'm gonna assume Leo probably has enough passive percept to hear this.
Yeah, what's your...
Oh, it's a 15, but I rolled modified 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you definitely hear this. So roll your history.
There we go.
Okay, is it Leo's turn on the cool, because I nerfed Camille for all of our sakes. There's only so many nat 20s in a row I can take.
Alright. Camille. Those sure are names. Leo. With a modified 22. Oh, fuck. With a modified 22. Let me put it this way. For some reason, in the same way that, the Valor room was familiar to you, those names are familiar to you. And it was...
Leo.
If I can remember how to spell, that would be great. There we go.
Leo actually is thinking so hard about these names that the bubble that he has caught on his hand, like, he kind of clenches his fist a little, just in thought, and pops it and says, "Cat."
Oh.
You alright?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm good.
You're getting 2 insight rolls.
Gotta roll my deception.
Okay. Hang on, what was your insight?
Good, I would hope.
I would fucking hope so.
I know that Genie's a whizcaster.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Genie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Genie.
Oh, there she goes. So that's where the brain... For real, the brain cell is with Anastasia. She's just shy. Oh, I forgot that's your modifier.
Hello?
Oh, that is a 26.
Yeah, that absolutely beats Leo's 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo is just a little bit dazed as he's like, oh, I don't remember ever hearing those names before, but I swear I've heard those names before. And he's just kind of, he just had that moment of, like, zoned out. He was so lost in thought trying to remember.
And Anastasia kind of tilts her head at you, and she says, "Have you met them before?"
See, that's the thing. I don't remember.
And she kind of frowns.
I don't remember those names, but Leo does, and I remember, I think, knowing someone who was like you, but he is very, very confused.
Yeah, no.
Trying to word things when, there's a reason why everyone's dreams always sound worse when they're recalling them, and that's because it is very hard to word, dreams by nature.
This is correct. As I take a sip. Okay. Here's what you get, from Anastasia. Anastasia looks just as confused as you are. And kind of just shakes her head and says, that's not the right voice. I am the youngest of the attendants in the lore room, so I don't believe I would have met you before. But the next time I see the other attendants, I could always ask them on your behalf.
Yeah. Yeah, Man. Yeah, that'd be great if you could.
It definitely would be. What exactly is the lore room, if I can ask?
And she kind of dips her head and she reaches for something that she had set down behind her when before you guys came up here, and she is holding onto a frankly comically large book. It looks
Oh, I've seen.
Oh yeah.
It is a blue book, and written across the front in common is the word grimoire, but that very same letter V insignia is on the cover as well.
Sorry, I heard the word grimoire, and you know a video game I've been watching playthroughs on.
Yeah. Detective Grimoire, Cammy. No. That one goes out to my beloved Spec. Anyway.
Spec beloved, we love you. This is two shout outs to Spec now that we've had.
Anyway, where was I? But she's not, like, taking it out to show you anything. It looks more like she's holding onto it as a crutch because she's hugging it to her chest.
Oh, baby.
Because there's certainly something going on here, and she doesn't understand, and she's just a baby. And she says, what does she say? It's always so difficult trying to put into words what the lore room does, but because it's always so fucking buck wild, but here we go!
Oh boy!
And she says, the Valor Room is an area that is secluded from the plane of dreams. It is... words. We are connected to the collective unconscious, layer of the plane of dreams. But our duties typically are assisting the wild card with disasters that might strike the world. We prevent such disasters from happening, or at the very least we try to.
two things in Camille's mind right now.
There are two
One.
wolves.
One is simply slotting in information of, okay, Arata's probably the wild card in this scenario, considering what he knows.
Yeah.
And then later, and then immediately after is, oh, so that's why he talks about being a god killer. As you can see, he has very straightforward priorities here.
I love him so much.
And because this is Camille, only the latter part actually escapes his mouth as he's just, that's why he talks about being a god killer.
That
Doesn't even realize he's saying.
What were you saying, Percy?
Leo's just like, oh, that does make sense. But that is also in insight on Anna.
Oh.
Okay.
Just because she's hugging that book like a child does with a toy, and he is worried.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, it's not so much like nerves or anything as it is confusion, because she's never had to deal with something like this before, but also she is baby.
Yeah, this is why they tried to talk to the cat first.
But she does seem curious, and she also wants to like get to the bottom of this as well. She is she is genuine when she said that she can talk to the other attendants.
Leo's just, well, it looks like the three of us don't have any pieces to put together. But I did promise you a card trick. Oh god!
Actually...
What?
I dropped my dice. Fuck! What did you fucking pull out, you goddamn...
Oh my god.
Oh, he pulled out, his little charm bracelet.
Aww! The friendship bracelet?
The little silver bracelet with the waning crescent moon charm.
Oh.
He pauses, and then quietly slips that onto his wrist and is like, okay, anyway.
Oh. Camille is not smiling. What are you talking about?
Emotions? None here. Fucking hell. It might have been a mistake.
Now you know. Now you know how it feels.
You did this to yourself, Marzi.
Yeah, but it's funny. I mean, like, listen. Anna's not a toon, so it must be real fun to see a toon do their toon shtick.
Yeah, she's... This is only the second time she's met a toon or anything related to a toon. I don't think in the last FPS she was in with a toon, she got to see a hammer space fumble, so she's just watching this like with wide-eyed curiosity.
Leo pulls out a container for contact lenses. It's just, okay. I swear my shows are a lot better than this.
I actually was wondering about that, but it's good to know you're not running around blind.
Yeah, no, I don't wear these very often now because, it taps the glasses. But anyway, trying again. He only rolls 5s and 2s. I'm using a different fucking D10. Hang on.
In this FPS, we only have a certain amount of numbers that we can roll, and we will recycle them.
There we go. He
finally gets the cards.
He finally pulls out the mega playing cards.
Oh, the big one?
The big one.
Anastasia just kind of blinks and she says, "Those are big cards."
They are.
How do you shuffle them?
Very carefully.
You get laughter from Jeannie.
Or we do what we call in the business a 52 card pickup.
Oh, Leo, you are not going to.
Throws them into the air.
You just
Oh,
you get a startled meow.
Laugh at my tricks again. Try me.
What's hilarious is, if I remember correctly with those cards, everyone must look.
Everyone has to look. Make a wisdom save. And if you beat it, then you can look away. But if you don't, you have to watch as Leo picks up all 52 cards.
So guess who's in this for the long haul?
Hang on.
Oh man.
Oh, what is your whiz save? Buddy! Oh no!
How many people are watching Leo pick up these cards? Okay, that's a meet to beat it. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
The just Camille.
Jeannie just makes it.
What is your modifier again? God, okay.
Oh no!
Ada and
Jeannie's
Camille
the
are stuck
only-
for the long haul.
Yeah. You just can't look away.
They have to watch as Leo gets on his hands and knees to pick up all the cards again. It probably doesn't take him with all 52 cards in like less than a minute or so.
Anastasia is just sitting here. This is actually in character for her. She would just watch.
She is just sitting here. And now that you know that the deck has been sufficiently and randomly shuffled.
Yeah.
He kind of fans it out the best he can with the huge cards and holds it out to her. Pick a card, any card.
She picks a card.
Alright, keep that memorized.
She looks it over. Should I, like, pull up a random card?
Yes.
Okay. There has to be a random playing card generator. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I am going to write this down for myself. Alright.
And Leo puts the cards back into a deck and is just like, alright, got it?
And she nods.
And he cuts the deck in half and holds out the lower half to her. Go ahead and place it right in the middle.
And she puts it back.
Alright, and Leo stacks the deck again, and watch as I psychically command your card to be at the very top of the deck. And he just strikes a very dramatic pose.
One moment, let me hear. Yeah, Camille can keep himself from laughing.
Oh, I love that.
And that's the sleight of hand.
Oh shit. That beats her passive.
Hell yeah. And unless she's trying to, like, physically trying to see through his card trick.
No. She's She's not trying to look at it like that, but she's just very like entranced by what you're doing.
Leo's a great magician. And then once he's done with his dramatic pose, he swipes the card off the top and turns it, and it is your card.
It is a 5 of diamonds!
Ayo!
Hey.
Was this your card?
You see Anastasia. Anastasia gives you a very soft version of this expression.
I love her so much.
:O.
She's just so good.
And she says, "You are a very talented mage."
Thank you. I try my hardest. Though the correct term for what I did just then is stage magic. I'd be a magician.
And she kind of tilts her head curiously. So it is more of a performance than actual divination.
Mm-hmm. Though I always have had a weird connection to divination.
Is that so?
Yeah, I've been getting kind of into tarot cards lately, but I mean, I have been told the few readings I've given are scarily accurate.
It's probably best if I leave the divination stuff to you.
Probably.
Camille is still You ever accidentally predict your brother's death?
Uh-oh.
It's fine. He got better, so...
It's fine.
It's just funny now. Regardless, he is leaving all of that to Leo.
Leo loves reminding people that he died once.
Whoops. Anyway. You do mention tarot, and she kind of, like, brightens up, like, oh, the Arcana. And she reaches into... Oh, she doesn't have equipment. What does she reach into?
I mean, her skirt could be... Her dress could be one of those really nice ones that has pockets.
Probably.
I think she deserves dress pockets.
Yeah, she probably does have, like, a pocket in her dress skirt thing. And she pulls out a deck of, like, blue tarot cards. And she shows them to you.
And Leo lets out a low whistle and is like, nice. And check it out, twinsies. Please, 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 please.
You're playing a dangerous game. Oh, Leo.
Let's see how long
I think that would be a fumble even normally.
Yeah, let's see how long it takes until we get the you-know-what. He pulls out a wanted poster for Phantomel. Pulls that out, very quickly folds it back up. Don't worry about that.
I mean, I think if anything, Anastasia would be into that.
You know what? That's true. And he pulls it back out. It's just... The picture is very obviously, like, Phantomel saw a camera and posed like the asshole he is.
Oh, iconic.
And all I can look that over is Leo. I'm gonna cut him some slack and say that he gets his fucking tarot cards.
Yeah. Please, just cut him some slack.
Yeah, he pulls out his little deck that's like, look, twinsies.
And she's not a toon, but if she were, she'd have like those like sparkle eyes.
Aww.
She is very enamored by it. Also, that is the deck that she has. It is the classic Persona 3, Persona 4 tarot deck. It is spoiled for possible Scopo, but yeah.
Leo's, meanwhile, are just the deck that I have, which means that they are the AE weight. It's the AE weight deck, but it's holographic.
Ooh.
Nice.
She thinks it's pretty.
Hell yeah.
You put something shiny in front of a child. Of course she's gonna think it's pretty.
Shiny rainbow card.
Anastasia, why do you want to do a reading right fucking now?
Anna
Kills you. Kills this urge. Immediately. We're not doing a live
Please,
reading.
no!
We're not doing a live reading.
maybe another time.
A different time. Anyway.
Any whoosies.
But yeah, she seems very delighted to show you yours, and she says, I do not know any stage magic, but this deck is somewhat enchanted.
Oh.
And she's holding it out for you to, like, take a random card.
Ah, my turn on the card trick. Alright.
Yeah, Camille's probably squinting and remembering way back when,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, that does explain where Arata got that.
I need a random tarot card.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
This is special.
Ah, special. Alright.
It
Pick
is.
a card.
You pick a card. The card you get is the moon.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's the my boy card.
It is the your boy card.
Looks at the title card.
I love how we called this minor arcana, but
Yeah, minor arcana, but Leo's a moon and Camille's a justice.
Anastasia
It's because
is
they're all minors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minor parentheses major arcana.
And do you show it to her? She is
Yes.
trying to look at it. Yeah, okay, so you show it to her, and she wait, hang on, let me make sure. Okay, that is XV3I, so that's 18. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I can't believe I had to check. Anyway. And she says, oh, you are of the Moon Arcana. The Moon Arcana is one of illusion and deception.
Wild.
Camille looking over at Leo and snorting. Should we count this one, or?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She blinks and looks between the two of you.
This does not count.
You hear Jeannie snickering.
Well, anyways, Arata actually had a similar deck, if I remember.
Oh, yes, I did give him a deck as a thank you.
Yeah, and if I remember right, I think I was, Camille pretending. I shake Camille like, come on, buddy. You know this.
Yeah.
You know what you are.
He's mostly just hesitating because he knows the moment he says it, Leo's going to tease him.
Oh yeah.
As he's just, if I remember, I was, the Justice Arcana, according
Cringe.
to that. Okay, Moon.
Try me, bitch.
You get laughter from Genie.
I can throw you out this window.
I don't think you would do that. I think that would make Arata come up here and kill you.
Arata would never kill me. Arata loves me very much.
He might not if you throw Camille out the window.
We'll see which redhead he likes better.
Anastasia just handing me weepy emoji.
Oh no!
No! Caesar's like, no, we're joking, I promise.
Please don't throw each other out the window.
No, it's okay, I was joking.
Don't worry, he's not planning to. It's, what you might call the Cain instinct.
And she kind of pauses and then just nods slowly.
It's just, we're brothers, and brothers like to mess with each other sometimes.
Oh, like how Lillian likes to bully Alphonse.
Yes. Like
Correct.
how if you give one of us a cardboard tooth, we are legally obligated to beat each other with it.
Yeah. Bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. There is dust in the attic.
Oh.
Time for another sleight of hand.
Oh.
Leo has an audience who's actually impressed by what he can do. He's not giving this up.
Oh, that's adorable.
I don't think this beats her passive.
No, it does. By one.
Oh, it does?
By one.
Okay. I assume it definitely does not beat Camille and Genie's.
No.
No.
Camille and Genie can very obviously see that Leo is just using his sleeve as his hammer space entry. But he's pulling out, like, a line of tied handkerchiefs.
No. Love that for him.
That is adorable.
And then, just unties the one at the end and hands it to Anna.
And she takes it with another thank you. Blows her nose.
She can keep that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What color is it? What color is it?
God, my first thoughts are either blue or pink. Time to flip a coin. One for blue, the Kraken symbol for pink. Oh god, I dropped it. I said one is blue, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
One, it's blue.
Oh, I love that. It matches her outfit. She's gonna keep
Hell
that.
yeah.
But yeah. She has been very much enjoying this conversation.
Oh, I'm glad.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I shake around Camille because he's immediately like, okay, I want to ask more questions. And I'm like, Camille, I know you're a detective, but this is a baby.
I mean,
Alright, Justice Arcana.
you could ask a question.
Yeah, he's currently stuck between asking more about Volar room stuff to see if it'll jog either his or Leo's memory, to doing a little bit of obligatory needling to see if he can learn more about how the spirit rogues do things. Or 3, ask some questions about the case he is here to research. So we have some options here depending on where you want to go.
Don't ask me to make decisions. It's up to you.
Looks over at Marzi.
We are all indecisive in this bitch of an FPS.
Thankfully.
Roll for it.
Alright. Okay. I think that was ask more about the velour room.
Oh boy, yeah, go for it.
Okay, time to find a question about the velour room that hasn't already been done. Well, I guess this is a mix of 1 and 2, but Camille does, after a moment, sort of tilt his head a bit questioningly as he's just... So, what? You said the velour room's to help out wild cards, right?
And she nods.
What exactly is a wild card?
And you see her dip her head as she tries to think of the best way to explain this. And, and I think what she settles on, as I try to figure it out on the spot, is, a wild card is someone that the Masters of the Velour Room has chosen to help. There is an oncoming cataclysm of some kind, so the Masters will decide to lend a hand to them.
Masters?
Oh, yes. Such as Master Shiro. Roll another history.
Oh boy.
Both of us?
Yes, because she is speaking out loud.
Oh jeez, that's cooked.
Okay. We're finally getting reasonable rolls. If it was another nat 20, I would have screamed.
I would have laughed so hard.
Alright, yeah, both of you, in the same sense that, Leo found the other names familiar, the both of you find the name Jiro familiar. And, oh, I could be fucky with with Leo's role. Because that is better than Camille's.
Chin
You
hand.
could. Give Leo rights.
I think it would be funny. Okay, you don't know how to explain this thought, but you have the thought of, oh, Master's new. Master Jiro is new.
Has that passing thought and then blinks like, what?
Question, does he say that out loud?
You know what? Yeah. It's like, oh, the master part is new.
And
What?
What?
And all three heads turn towards you.
Yeah, Leo has like one hand up at his forehead and he's like, wait, what?
Oh, I love this. I love giving you lore when there's nobody else in the It is so funny.
It is really funny.
And Anastasia just says, "Have you met Master Jiro?"
I must have. I don't.
I mean, like, it is familiar, but I don't remember.
The master part apparently is new.
Which would imply that you've met him before.
Yeah.
If Anastasia and Jeannie were toons, they would have question marks over their heads.
Maybe we'll find out more as you keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah, just continue.
And again, she's doing that little, like, crutch hugging thing. Again, because she's so confused but so curious. As she kind of thinks, to herself, and she settles on, well, Master Shiro has been a master of the Valor Room ever since I was brought into being. So I do not remember a time before he was.
Now, this may be an impolite question to ask a young lady, but how old are you, Anna?
And, there is a definite moment of silence. As she kind of, looks down and off to the side, and she kind of just shakes her head, and she says, I do not know exactly. Time passes differently in the plane of dreams.
I'm so sorry.
She doesn't know how old she is exactly, but she will later, and this is mostly because Avi have not given her an age.
Fair. Leo just feels bad that he made baby sad.
It's not so much sad as she's a little bit embarrassed.
Oh. It's okay if you don't remember. Age is a bit odd for some people.
Age is weird.
Looks directly at Camille.
Hey, I don't see Anastasia asking how a 6-year-old knows all this. You're a 7-year-old.
Look, she's already weird herself.
It's fine.
Fine.
I could make a funny roll. I could make 2 funny rolls.
Oh?
I think you should.
Okay, I can roll the percentile to see if a certain butterfly is hanging in the background if you want me to.
Please let this happen while there's no one here.
Oh my god!
I want it so badly.
My god!
This is the funniest shit we've ever done. Nothing ever will top this.
Okay, so that was no.
The butterfly sure is here.
Yeah, I won't say who specifically he's with, but man.
I mean, I think Leo deserves to have butterfly this time.
Okay, yeah, that's
It's his turn.
So butterfly's there in the background. None of you know this. I could have Anastasia roll Arcana for funny purposes.
Hee-hoo.
Hee-hoo.
Hee-hoo. I'm taking that as a yes. Anyway.
Do it.
What is your modifier? I know you're a wizard.
Wizarb.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. Alright, so that's a 19 Arcana.
Damn.
And, that was a 10 on the dice. Her modifier is a +9 on Arcana. Which is very, very fun. Because there is a moment where she, shifts uncomfortably and kind of blinks and looks at you two. And, her expression is in a frown, not an upset frown, but like a very thoughtful frown.
Is something wrong?
You alright?
Oh, I am fine, but... Excuse me, that was me, Avi. Apparently Avi is not fine.
Holds you.
I'm fine, but, the more you seem to remember about the Valor Room without truly remembering, without fully remembering, the more inclined I am to believe it. You have a very similar aura to the Master.
Huh.
Huh? What? These auras? What?
And she kind of blinks and her cheeks go a little pink as she says, "Oh, forgive me, I don't quite know how to explain it, but..." And you see her shift again as she kind of adjusts her grip on on the book in her hands.
You're okay. I was just a little confused.
It's something similar to a magical signature. You seem to have something similar to Master Jiro, though it's not quite the same as his.
Huh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
She did get a 19.
She did.
I could drop more lore.
Do it. This is hilarious.
And I think what she says is that she kind of, again, shifts a little and looks towards Camille, and she says, "It is more noticeable with you."
Leo looks
Also,
at Camille.
Camille does a thing where you just point at yourself.
Do you want to roll? Let's go with intelligence.
Okay. Oh, he's... It's taken him a moment.
Oh, it sure does take you a moment. There's like this very long pause as
a processing wheel appears above his head.
As you're pointing to yourself, and Anastasia looks like she might be like sweating nervously if she were to. God, I love this so much. And hey, Camille, you've been finding yourself with a set of magic recently, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he sure did.
You might be able to make a connection, huh?
Yeah. It sort of just finally hits him as he's just... Oh, I wonder if that has to do with my new magic.
And she tilts her head.
The druid stuff?
And she kind of blinks too, because, oh, you are a druid.
Yeah, Um, we we're still learning a lot of things about it, but it does seem like I have become a druid.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you, baby.
And I think this time Jeannie actually pipes up and says, actually, the kind of druid stuff you've been getting into is pretty similar to mine, isn't it?
Yeah, your advice really did help, and you said it was pretty different from other types of druids, and I still don't really have the usual nature, as in plants and leaves and such, as a stereotypical druid might have.
Huh.
Hmm.
And Jeannie just kind of sighs and goes, the mystery deepens.
And
The
it
plot
does.
thickens.
There is the question of why. There really is the question of why I suddenly got that magic while Leo didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll randomly wake up a cat one day.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I cannot wait for that.
No, I'm good, I think.
One day you will wake up as a cat and I will be grooming you.
I think if I'm the one with the more trustable divination ability, I don't see that in my future.
I don't know. I certainly didn't see myself turning into a cat, but
But we know that your divination ability is not one that we should really be looking into.
That does get giggles from Anastasia.
Good.
I have to ask, is Camembert in the attic too?
No, Leo doesn't bring Camembert into places that serve food. Camembert is sitting very politely outside Legree.
We smash cut to outside Legree, and Arata has probably left out something for Camembert to eat.
Hell yeah!
they're just going ham on it.
Camembert's just fucking vibing.
He gets some ear scritches with that. And we smash cut back to the attic.
Good shit.
Dog break.
Sometimes you just gotta have a little dog break.
Just in the middle of all this mystery. Just needed a nice dog break.
And then you come back to the normal stuff. And I still think it'd be really funny if you turned into a cat.
Oh no, I definitely agree. I think it's Leo's turn to be the cat.
No, I think I'm good actually.
Let's trade places, Leo.
You know what? I think I'd be more of a bird. Another sleight of hand.
Oh no.
Damn it.
You'll
Discord fucking nerfed me. Anyway, what were you saying?
I
heard roll another sleight of hand.
I'll have to hammer space first. God damn it.
Yep.
I'm playing a dangerous game every time Leo does a magic trick because he relies on his hammer space.
Alright.
Dan's gonna have to get some tips from Aerie.
He got a 9. It's fine. Now a sleight of hand.
Finally, something other than a 5 or a 2.
There you go.
Do you just pull out, Shuffles?
From behind his back, he holds out Shuffles.
And you just hear a very delighted from Anastasia as she reaches over to pet the bird.
Yes. Shuffles is very used to this, and Leo, holds Shuffles out.
Yeah, like, she reaches a hand, like, questioningly before, like, you give her, like, permission.
Yeah, Shuffles, like, coos and, like, presses against her hand.
Oh,
That's so cute. Camille looks at that. It gets a sort of shit-eating grin as he's just, you know what's better than one bird?
Yeah, brag about it.
And he removes his cap and presents it to Anastasia, and inside is a funny little two-headed crow that we all know and love as spades.
Okay, I was wondering what this FPS is reminding me of, and it literally is just, like, two kids trying to impress their new, like, younger stepsister so that they become the favorite brother.
Maybe. And Camille just does one singular jazz hand because the other's holding out his hat as he's just 2 birds.
Okay.
Or I guess 2.5, depending on how you want to count. 3?
I have a funny
I don't
bit.
know.
I have a funny bit.
Yeah.
You see Anastasia reach with her other hand to pet Spades, but she kind of pulls back when she realizes that Spades has 2 heads, and there are 3 heads. She doesn't have enough arms.
Oh,
She doesn't have enough hands to pet these birds.
Oh. Camille will help out by patting one head.
Alright, she'll accept that. She pats the other head. Yes! Bird time!
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
There are many birds.
Many. As Anna is petting both Shuffles and Spades, Leo just, like, absentmindedly is like, man, later we gotta get you downstairs so you can meet Camembert.
Who is Camembert?
Oh, my dog.
You have a canine companion.
I do.
Like, her eyes have, like, lightened up at this.
Yeah, Leo's just like, I do. And he's been with me for about, almost 3 years now.
I would be delighted to meet him.
He's a very good dog.
He is a very good dog.
He does like to bite cops.
That is the best part.
And he did scruff me once.
That's the second best part.
Anastasia's next thought was, is he going to scruff me?
Oh, baby!
Aww.
Leo and Camille's like, listen, man, it is not his fault that you are light enough to be, like, doggy scruffable, aight?
Listen.
I'm listening.
Oh god. I love these dorks so much.
I love them. He was just like, you're gonna tell lies? You're gonna tell lies in front of poor, impressionable Anna?
Well, it's not my fault either.
You were the one who bought those rings!
Well, because someone was making a big deal about Featherfall.
You literally jumped off a building to land on me.
You jumped off a building?
It's not the first time.
And now with those rings, it won't be the last.
Nope.
You just hear an audible sigh from Jeannie.
Leo's like, this is why there was no need to worry earlier when I was threatening to throw him out a window.
Maybe so, but I can still give you shit over it.
You bully the Leo, jail for 1,000 years.
God, I love these nerds so much. They're ridiculous.
This is just 3 babies and their cat babysitter.
They're just so stupid.
I love them so much.
I adore them.
Yeah, and I think Camille will finally ask one singular question about why they're all even in Yato in the first place.
I mean, if you want to ask, go ahead.
Might as well. As he's just... Oh, by the way, the blurm's connected to the plane of dreams, right?
And she nods.
Would you happen to know anything about, cognitive science?
And you see her kind of like furrow her brow a bit. Would she? Hang on. I have to think about this. Hang on. Oh, she probably does know a little bit, at least. Okay, where's your... Okay, yeah. She kind of like, her brows furrow, and she tilts her head and she says, admittedly, I do not know much about the so-called science side, but cognition is incredibly powerful. It is what shapes our reality. How does she phrase this? By altering one's perception of the world around them, you can change their cognition. And by doing so, things can change in their reality.
I do recall hearing a similar mantra. And he's very much doing the little detective thinky pose as he nods.
Mm-hmm. See, that's Avi not remembering if I've said that to Camille.
Fair. I think it came up with in the FPS with Izumi and the professor.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Mostly because you boy was talking. I remember because you boy slipped into talk about, I need to see a therapist.
Yes, I remember. Okay, we're good.
But yeah, Camille nods that as he's just, I guess that does confirm some things about it.
And she nods, but she does look a little sheepish as she says, I apologize that I don't have much else to give you on that subject.
No, that's alright. Honestly, the fact that another source, one that's actually tied to the plane of dreams, confirming it really does help.
And she kind of nods, but she does seem very satisfied with that, at the least. Look, she was helpful.
She was.
She was. We love her.
We do.
Alright, admittedly, I don't have a lot left.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think Camille's kind of asked all the questions he was wanted to ask.
Alright,
Leo
yeah,
doesn't want to
that's...
chance any more fumbles.
No, that's fair, that's fair. And then I think at that point, Arata comes back up the stairs and unties the apron that he had put on.
There are still bubbles in his room.
There are still bubbles in his room. He stops, like, mid-step, at the top of the staircase, sees the bubbles, and he's like, okay, you guys had fun, before he continues, like, taking off his apron. Leo, in his hand is a bag of fruit.
Oh.
And Leo looking at Arata. For me? Is for me?
Is for you. And, he probably, like, opens, reaches a hand into, like, the plastic bag and takes out an orange. And tosses it to you.
Camille looks at Arata expectantly.
You also get an orange.
Nice. He is appeased.
Leo's like halfway through peeling his orange and then stops and looks at Arata and then looks at Anna and then looks at Arata.
Yeah, no, you look towards Arata and he was already reaching over to give Anastasia a like very small carton of like strawberries. And she looks delighted, her like swinging.
Oh.
She likes sweets, and that includes fruits.
I was gonna make a joke about Arata tricking Leo into eating at Legree, and I realized this is just it.
This is it.
This is Arata tricking Leo into eating food.
Yep.
Yep.
Get fruited, boy.
He is a fruit. Next question.
But then, like, Arata kind of gestures at the chocolate fountain and says, just don't get your fingers in it.
Don't tell me what to do.
You can dip the fruit, just not your fingers.
Forces
I think...
Arata to be responsible.
I think Camille looks down at his fruit and then remembers he's a druid. Druids can straight up summon fruit whenever they want. Technically.
It is.
Wait, for real?
Technically not whenever they want, but he does have 4 first level spell slots. And Good Berry is a first level spell.
Oh my fucking god!
So Camille just stares
Oh, wait,
down.
hang on. Okay, we're good.
Okay. It just stares down. And then it's just, wait a minute. And he holds out his hand, attempts to cast spell, and yep, he makes 10 whole berries appear in his teeny little baby head.
Oh my god.
Arata sees this, and he just goes, you could do that this whole time!
I forgot!
And I think that's an excellent point to end on.
Yeah.
I loved this.
They're idiots.
Sorry,
now.
Arata, your the fruit venture was, useless.
God, I'm so glad we got to drop so much lore in an FPS where we had no audience.
It is so, so great. I love it.
Yeah, oh my god. Alright. But we should probably say goodbye to future audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goodbye, our future listeners.
Bye.
Bye.